guys. This is a different kind of video. Yes, I'm not feeling that well today. That's quite common for me if you don't know. Let me just get my camera set up a bit better because I didn't grab the trusty old tripod because I'm lazy. Let's just see if I can get that out of camera shot. Being like a makeshift. Ready? You're going up. Oh, you went up in the world. Right, so basically, guys, hello. This is just a very brief, different video. This is kind of like a part of my journaling, let's call it. So it's just popped to the Woolworths down the road. And I thought, because I'm listening to my music and the memories are flooding in, I wanted to share my dance career. And I think that's just important to document. And it was such a big part of my life because I'm autistic. And when you're autistic, then again, dancers live, breathe, eat and sleep it, in case you don't know the dance industry. It's not a part-time casual thing. It takes over your life, and if it doesn't, the people don't stick around. So basically, that was my life from 3 years old, my passion for dance, except for the little break there when I went to figure skating, which is dancing on skates, really, isn't it? So it's still music and dance, rhythmical sort of dance stuff on skates. And I was also good at that. So, but let's talk about my dance career, particularly with my main dance teacher. Well, I should mention, Denise Mantle was a imperial syllabus teacher, RAD as well, and I went to her because she is studied the same syllabus that my grandmother is qualified in as a teacher, is the imperial syllabus from England. Okay, so I did a lot of work with her. So after my calisthenics, which is a unique form of dance sport here in Australia, you don't have it anywhere else. You should contact them and say, we'd like to start it in our country. How can we support you guys? Because it's a wonderful sport. Calisthenics was a great beginning for me, even though with my rod, I ran off stage. That was my first ever concert, and I saw my grandmother in the audience and panicked because she's a dance teacher. I saw her dance. She's good. And I was just 3 years old. So anyway, that's normal for tiny tots. I've worked with them. I was a student teacher for many years. So it's very cute. I didn't really, when I had my school, I didn't really have tiny tots. Mainly because at that point of starting my career, I didn't really think that it was as important, and my energy was limited. So I kind of stuck to the age groups because really tiny tots is really more about looking at flexibility and musicality and stuff like that, rhythm, getting them used to rhythm. So when you do exams, you do clapping, you do certain things to prove that you've got rhythmic skills. It's all part of it, guys. And with Denise, let's just talk about one exam. Well, first I turned up for this exam in the wrong costume. And when I say costume, it's uniform, is what I mean. So for modern, and which is lyrical, these days they call it, I was supposed to be in my aqua blue leotard. Whereas for tap, I was supposed to be wearing my aqua blue leggings, stockings, which were light leggings, though they didn't have feet, with my aqua blue thing. And then, of course, for ballet, it's total different colours, total different stockings, total different shoes. There's different shoes for everything. There's even chorus shoes for performance type dancing, which is just, they look like tap shoes with a heel, but without the taps. Anyway, and then they always involve stairs. Heels and stairs and dancing. Not a fun combination. But basically, my exam was going great. The piano player was smiling at me, so I thought I must be doing good. We had three flown in from England. 3 people staring at me and serious poker face. So this is a child here. You talk about stepping into this. I'm like, am I 8 or something? I don't know. And I'm stepping in and I'm doing my exam. This is my TAP exam. And I did everything great. The last thing you do is your routine. Did half the routine, did a turn, and looked at them and went blank. Don't know what happened. Now between 2Q, memory problems. As you can imagine, no matter how much practice I did, it was always harder for me to remember the routine. That was my challenge of dance. Nothing else was a challenge. It all came natural. It's in the blood, I swear. I swear it's in the blood from my nana. But basically, yeah, it just, I got the time step right, everything. And anyway, I came out of the exam knowing I was going to get into trouble. It's part of it, guys. You do have a coach. It's not just a teacher. And I liked the challenge. But believe it or not, I did. I liked being told, you can do better and I want you to do better and we're going to work on this. I liked that challenge for whatever reason. Not in other parts of my life, but with dance, yes. So anyway, she was like, what did you do? You were about to get honours. You just messed it all up. And anyway, yeah, my mum sort of said, that's it for exams. We're going to take a chill pill. And I'm like, no, I can handle this. But that's just how it went down. That's what some mothers are like. And naturally, it is a lot of pressure on a small child. But like I said, I wanted it, but probably didn't verbalize it. As you can imagine, if you know my story. So basically, yeah, I had wonderful experience with her. I found because that was the thing that I didn't like about it. Very strict, right? It's like going to the principal every single dance class. So I didn't really cope with that really after getting into the love of dance and really getting a feel for it and going, yeah, this is like just like calisthenics, just like watching my nana dance. This is just my thing. So after years of that, I decided that, no, I'll go somewhere else. And I went to Dyan. Dyan was also a family friend through my father's family. There was a connection there. And she was just an awesome top lady. That's all I can say. She was a long-term Perth person, meaning she knew everything about dance in Perth. She was in the know. She had great connections and gave us great opportunities, which I loved, on top of just dance syllabus, right? So with her, I stuck around a lot longer until her studio moved too far away from my home. And then I was forced to move from her, and I didn't want to because she, in my eyes, in Perth, was the best teacher. And she founded was part of a group that founded WA Dance. And WA Dance was a wonderful group of different sorts of dancers that she pulled in because of, already we were doing performances. We were doing family fun days for Telethon. We were doing Telethon. We were doing the Christmas pageants and many more, like Forest Chase in the school holidays. Gosh, I can't even, there's so many events that we got to be part of. And it was wonderful. And so she decided, obviously, later on, after we'd been doing it a while, to bring in some other dancing schools and to bring in the best of each dancing school. And we'd get together and we'd all sort of come up with something and go to some kind of performance. And it was wonderful. It was a really great experience, including I ended up being able to, through things like WA Dance, have an opportunity to do things at the West Coast Eagles game. Hey, Cam. I got to go there, but we weren't allowed to meet them because we were children. So, but what I got to do, Cam, just in case you want to know, the only good thing I got to do was we had to be in the tunnel as they came out to cheer them on. So I was leaning against the wall because it was just, I needed that because I felt quite intimidated. These dudes were big, I was small. So I was leaning against the wall. It was very cold. And I could feel the audience. And then I could hear the peeps yelling for the team members as they came out. And I was like, oh, the pressure on these dudes. So just think about that, everyone. The pressure on them is quite high. But anyway, I'm watching them go out and going, not bad dudes, but I was very young. So basically, I got to perform at the West Coast Eagles as well. So that was wonderful. I also got to kind of relive it a little bit, Cam, and for everyone else, in case you're into footy. With my son, he got to play a little when he was in Auskick. He got to play in, they were invited because they picked different suburbs, and he was invited to do a little mini game halftime with lots of other, there's probably a few other suburbs there too, and got to play halftime in his little game. So that was really cute. I got to go there and watch him play, do that, and be like, oh. So yeah, lots of fond memories. And the Christmas pageant, I can't count how many times I've done, to be quite honest. And I feel like that exposure was wonderful, because if you are looking for a future in, my goal was Broadway, guys. My goal was big. And you should always aim big. If you're going to spend your whole life like doing a master's degree studying something like dance is, like I said, not a casual part-time thing. And I was dancing in every class I could, and the advanced seniors as well. I was a student teacher, like I said. I was performing every weekend almost. And you know, I really, really just immersed my whole life into it. And I think it was the best thing I could have done. And then, guys, you have to do, well, you don't have to do as much as I did, but I would come home from dance and keep practicing. A, because of my memory. B, I was so perfectionistic that I needed to nail the technique. I was very fussy on that. And my teachers always appreciated that. And so when I'd come back to class, they'd go, can you just show everyone that, because you're the only one that remembers last week. Whereas on the week of learning it, I'm like, what is that move? That's a new one to me. I don't like that one. So that's what I'm like with my memory, see? So yeah. And all the dances I've done on YouTube and TikTok, guys, ad lib. If you don't know what that means, look it up. But they're all just, I'm just going with it from memory. And it's not the dancer I used to be. So that makes me sad, but I do it because I need some record of it. But no, it's not the best of, which actually really hurts. But I'm not in training naturally, so my body's not equipped to do the things that it used to do, because I need time to train for it. I need to memorize it, and I need space for it. I'd need a proper studio to hire to do it, and the energy that would take would not be good for my health. So basically that's just out. But yeah, those things are just spontaneous, what I can't. Dance is like a language. Every move is a word, and then you piece it together like a sentence. And you know, for every song we do listen and match the lyrics. And instrumental, there's always an instrumental style when it's the instrumental. So there is a method to it. And so because I kind of know that method, to ad-lib was quite easy for me. But yeah, like the performances I got to do was just so many. And I just feel like it was wonderful. And it was a great childhood because of it, because I feel like children need a focus out of school. That's something they love, of course. Don't force them into things they don't love. But yeah, Jan Delinsky, I have fond memories of her, because she was also the kind of school where she'd say, look, and this is when we're youngins, you know, I'm 11, 12, 13, and I'd say, yeah, I'm not finished, and everyone else would go, yeah, I still want to keep going. And we'd do Al Gilbert, you know, Al Gilbert tap. If anyone's a dancer, you know Al Gilbert. You know his voice. I love his voice. What is it about his voice? I think he's passed away, hasn't he? But basically, I could do Al Gilbert for hours. So we were like always just flooding through up to year 9, you know, and we would be at that bar for hours all Saturday, and we all loved it. There was a tiny bunch of us, and because Jan she loved dance. She wasn't in it for the money like other schools. She was in it for passion. She loved dance, and she loved to share that passion with the younger generation. She actually started out at the YMCA when she was younger, And like I said, she was just a salt of the earth person. That's all I can say. And I wish I could see her again and give her a hug, because she played such a pivotal role in my life. And yeah, it was difficult because when I would do the time step with my nana, because she was doing a different syllabus, which is the American one, which is not as good as it's the Imperial from England is the oldest one. That's why it's called the Royal one. Just saying. Anyway, the American one is what I did because that's what's popular in Australia. Didn't have a choice. So when I was with Denise and we went to competitions, we would get marks off, and it's like, no, you don't know what Imperial is. You only know, I think it's CPTSD, not CPTSD. That's complex post-traumatic stress disorder. CSTD, okay? Sorry. STD. Hope that's right too. Anyway, the American version. Okay, that's what I mainly did. And so to my nana, it was confusing because there were steps that were different. Because they just came in and took Imperial, which is the oldest and the first, and messed it up a little bit and stole it. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I bet you there's a bit of beef about that in the dance world for dance teachers. But yeah, I did have my school for a couple of years. Didn't get to do a lot because, of course, you don't have many students just for a few years. You've got to build. But I was too sick. I was also dancing through one pregnancy, not my second, of course, but through my first pregnancy. I had to take a break, of course, with my hyperemesis for the first trimester because I was too busy in and out of hospital because I couldn't keep anything down. It's great. It's wonderful. Second pregnancy was worse. So basically I was out of action for that, but I could dance after that. Many of my dancing teachers dance pregnant, so long as you don't do certain things, of course, you speak to your doctor. Don't take, don't do exercise while you're pregnant, ladies, unless you've spoken to your doctor. But yeah, there's things that I could do and couldn't do. And of course, it's the students doing most of the work, but it's not something I really enjoyed, to be quite honest. I am more of I wanted to perform. I wanted to go to Broadway. I wanted to do all those things. I was doing auditions. I didn't get any from the 3 that I did before I got sick. Then Moulin Rouge was coming up, and I got sick before I even got a chance to even have the chance to go. But then later hearing that you have to take your top off, I thought I probably wouldn't have done that. Catholic upbringing, my mum went to a Catholic boarding school, you all know. Okay, the 90 was from here down to my ankles, right? Those flannelette 90s, yeah. You can't do roly-polies in them. You can't climb the walls in them. I used to have to tuck them up my knickers. So I could climb the wall like Spider-Man. Everybody's done it if you're a next generation. You've all climbed the hallway, haven't you? Spider-Man! Anyway, that's ridiculous, but I am autistic. I'm just saying, he has special powers, Spider-Man. It's pretty cool. And Superman, I was in love with them. Absolutely. They were my men. They were like, I'm going to marry Spider-Man one day. Sure. No. There's no such thing as Spider-Man. He's just a make-believe character. And so is Superman. But it was funny watching him get changed from the dork to this cool dude, Spider-Man. And he catches her in the sky, and it's like, oh my God. Yeah, a bit pathetic, isn't it? Children's minds are so naive. Anyway, so autistics, we take it a bit further. We literally believe it. I wonder if neurotypical kids know it's just make-believe by the same age groups as an autistic kid. I know my brother used to tease me about that, so probably not. It's just a movie. No, it's not, it's real. It's just a movie. No, it's not, it's real. Take that back. It's kind of arguments we used to have. I know it's really immature. Where is the Oh, you've got the bloody remote. Okay, I have to set it to aircon because it's. Oh my god. All right. I'm giving you back. It's all right. I'm giving it back. Okay. But I'm just saying that's. Anyway, back to dance career. So yes, and then I ended up having to change from Jan Delinsky, which was so not what I wanted to do. But I went to a dancing school that I guess at least I got to help build, to be honest, because I brought a few things with me that I felt I had to share. And that was taken on by that teacher. Bit used and abused, actually, by that teacher because she stole, you know, the concept of just jazz shoes, for goodness sake. Yeah, I can't say much good about that school. But I was a student dance teacher, and my best friend at the time, Catherine and I, oh my gosh, she was the other student teacher. It was two of us. And we, of course, ended up best friends. And we're doing lots of choreography together, working on for the dancing school. And of course, the only thing we got out of it was free tuition. But we both wanted to be dance teachers. We both wanted to be dancers. Both of us had grandmothers who danced. So anyway, and we were the only ones that could dance at the school at the time that had actually started dancing at a young enough age, because dancing is not something you can start late, really. You can. I'm not saying you can't, because you can do anything if you put your mind to it. So just remember that. But what I'm saying is, if you're someone that doesn't want to put that extra effort in, you just want it to happen, no, it won't. It takes years of training. So if you're in it, stick at it. Practice, 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 practice. If the passion's there, it won't be work. You'll love it. So you've got to stick at it, okay? And don't be afraid to say to your teacher, hey, can you show me again? Or can you watch me do it, and is this technique right? Don't be, if your teacher's good, they should be rapt that you're asking them that. So anyway, so that was only a good experience for being, I guess, prepping me for teaching. Yeah, that's probably what it was good for. And yeah, I enjoyed the friendships there and whatever. And because my friends at that time were getting into drinking and stuff, and I just didn't fit into that crowd. So it was a place for me to be, because when you're, once again, she got involved with WA Dance. You're welcome. And, you know, later on goes into Christmas pageants, because you're welcome, the knowledge of me. But basically, you know, the kind of experiences I had, you know, it's not just the dancing on stage. It's also the friendships, eating the junk food before you get on or after you've been on. It's the trips there. I remember us driving to Telethon, and it was early in the morning with one telethon. It was so funny. And there was three of us going in the one car. And it was just funny. We were so nervous, so anxious. And then we get there, and it's like, it's just so much drama just getting there, because it's early hours of the morning. It's like 5 a.m. Now, luckily, we didn't have to do our makeup. All we had to have is our costumes. So, of course, we had our tracksuits on and our costumes hanging in the car. And they did your makeup for Channel 7. They do your makeup. Takes a week to get that stuff off. I came home because my nana watched me live on TV, and she was at our house at the time. And when I got home, I come straight up to sit next to my dancer nana, and she's like, what's that bruise on your cheek? I said, it's Nana, it's from the makeup. She's like, it's very dark. I'm like, but now I understand. Think about it. It's TV makeup, obviously. Obviously, with whatever the camera type of thing they use, they have to put different things on. Whereas in what we were taught to use to have our faces pop on stage, it was red lipstick. It was like pink blush and blue or green eyeshadow and very dark sort of lashes, like we used to have to put fake lashes on. So yeah, that's what we had to do for stage makeup, and very thick makeup, of course. It's not daily makeup. That's why I'm surprised people wear stage makeup now. The people the youngins, you guys, do you know what you're wearing? You're wearing stage makeup. Think about that. That's not everyday makeup. Just be careful, because it's bad for your skin. It's chemical. Anyway, but that was just a super fun experience. So I guess I got those experiences with those crowd. But many competitions, that was funny, especially when we won, because we were a young school and everyone was like, who are you? It's like, some of us have been around with other schools for a longer time, because my other student teacher that was student teacher with me, she also had been to other proper schools. Sorry, I'm not going to be like apologetic about bagging out that school, because she was just dodgy. End of story. And basically, you know how in the dance world there's some bitches? She's one of them. End of story. Just a nasty, nasty woman. And both Catherine and I left in a yuck way, because she's just a horrible person. And we were very young girls. Think about it. It's just... But yeah, we had fun. And so I danced until like 17, yes. But my last concert, I shouldn't have done because of my glandular fever. And I was told by the doctor that this was post-recovery, but he still said, even though you considered this was like, I was 2 weeks put to sleep, 6 weeks bed rest. So this was just after 6 weeks bed rest. I wasn't feeling better, but I still did the concert. Not in a full-on way. I wasn't like on tons of, oh my God, performances. It was limited because of it. But I wanted to, I kind of knew, I think. I kind of knew it was my last concert. So it was a lot of grief that time. There's a lot of grief in that. Because I knew it was the last time for me, just with my health. It was like a subconscious knowing. But yeah, I thought I'd just share my experience, because credentials are credentials. And guys, you know what? Merit is merit. Merit is earned. And I really am old school like that. And you've really got to earn things that we are able to go out and do and share with the world. There's got to be some merit, you know. You've got to actually put the work in to actually do your best to that industry, whatever it may be. I highly believe that. So anyway, and mainstream merit, you know, not these ones you buy. You can buy merit now. I mean, you can buy it. It's not okay. I believe in good old honest merit, where you have to do the work. And when you do, just trust me, it feels good. It feels good, because you look back and you go, geez, that was hard work. That was hard work, but it was worth it. Because it was just the skills I mastered and the fun. The fun was great. So anyway, I highly recommend, personally, because of the way dance is going, I think it's too, like, inappropriate for young girls. So I recommend, if you're in Australia, sorry if you're in another country, I can't recommend things, but I recommend calisthenics. So contact your local calisthenics and see what they can do, if that's what you're interested in for your child. And yeah, I'll leave it there. But thanks for listening to my story on my dance career. And I wish I kept all my costumes. I wish that I had my tapes and things, but they were stolen. My half-sister purposely wanted to borrow them and never return them. And they were mainly mine, because they were literally recordings of very, very significant moments in my life. In my dance career that I'd worked hard for from 3 years old. So I'm so sorry that I can't show you those things, because I'd love to, but family sometimes just don't play nice, and I'm always always the punching bag being the black sheep. So that's just what happened. I'm sorry, but if I ever get a copy, right, I've actually tried to find some dance friends and get a copy. So if I ever can, then I'll show you. But anyway, mwah, love you all and thanks for listening. Bye.